Greetings, dear friends. We wanted to talk today about what to do about weeds and how we can build soil, especially when we're taking a break from our garden beds, or maybe we're going out of town, maybe it's summer vacation. So a lot of times we're tempted to use things like weed cloth because that's what's sold to us in the stores, but we wanted to show you that there's some great alternatives that you can do that serve many purposes and are actually free as well. So today we are at the Atala Food Forest, and this is just an open lot that we're just getting started with, but as you can see, there's a lot of weeds behind us. We have a variety, and also you should know that a lot of these weeds have a lot of uses as well, like Biden's alba, cerci, callaloo. I see cedar over there. The Florida snow is blooming. But say we don't want those weeds around and we want to instead focus on building soil. So what we're going to do is get in touch with some of our local tree trimmers and have them drop off a clean load of hardwood mulch at our site. So the way we can do this is by just paying attention to what's going on around us. A lot of times you'll hear the chipper going off around you, and when you see that, connect with that tree trimmer and give them the location of your address, have them drop off that mulch, a clean load of hardwood mulch, and you start spreading it. So as you can see here, we have a pretty thick layer of mulch. This makes it so that we don't have to put down any sort of layer of weed cloth. And as you can see, amazing soil is already starting to be built through here. Wow, it feels so good, so light and perfect, filled with lots of life. We have lots of millipedes. We just had a friend here from the extension office telling us that we have some gorgeous composting worms in our soil. And so this makes it so that we are not only building soil, but also covering the ground, suppressing those weeds. As you can see, no weeds are coming up through here. If you wanted to add an extra layer to really suppress weeds and attract life, you could put down a layer of cardboard and then put the mulch on top of it, but stay away from that weed cloth. The weed cloth is made out of plastic. The plastic will break down and turn into microplastics that you're going to constantly be dealing with, and it's just a big mess. So cardboard actually attracts beneficial life, mulch attracts beneficial life, and if you want to take it to the next level too, you can do a cover crop. So my recommendation would be something like sun hemp, some nitrogen fixing plant that will cover the ground, build fertility, and then when it's time to plant, you chop that sun hemp back, whatever it is that you choose, put it down on the ground. You can cover it with another layer of mulch or frame your new plantings with that cover crop. But
and how does that relate to that movie that we watched, Kiss the Ground?
All of this relates to Kiss the Ground. So our primary focus is we're not feeding the plants, we're instead feeding the soil. So while we don't have our plants in place, how can we support the soil? And using a tarp to cover an area is useful if you have some sort of like fungus or bacteria that you don't want around, but putting down a layer of plastic is going to solarize the ground and will kill beneficial microbial life, the mycorrhizal network, and just really not be such a good thing that we want to do. So
what's this mold? Is this a good thing?
Yeah, so this is actually that mycorrhizal life that we're talking about. The white sort of action, if you dig in a little bit more, you'll see even more of it. And that is bacteria and fungus breaking things down. We just had a friend here, 7-year-old RJ, and we were talking about fungus and why fungus is important. And it's the foundation of all life. If this stayed this forever, the whole earth would be really loaded up with things and we wouldn't have any fertility. So these fungi and decomposers we really need to work together with, because that's how we can have a healthy system. So while the weed cloth might seem like a good option, it's not necessarily the best route we could be taking to move towards a more regenerative future and to prepare ourselves for our planting season to come.
And is it good for the tree trimmer too?
Oh, it's great for everybody. The tree trimmer has to pay to drop off the mulch at these different sites. Sometimes they just drop it off at landfills and mix it with our inorganic matter. We have a peacock butterfly flying around, and that costs money, and it also is creating a big methane mess that releases CO2 into the atmosphere. It's this whole cycle. So not only are you getting this mulch for free and working on this great relationship with the tree trimmers, you're also keeping waste out of the landfill and helping to support the whole system.